second year as a core team. And it is quite something. They sit out with Jordan Conroy again for this match, still suspended one more. He'll be back into it later in the day. Smoke swirls around, a breeze flutters across Dignity Health Sports Park and Island in their green, with a core group that have been together from the off since they joined the series. There's that win 14-12 over France earlier on in the day against a Welsh side who has some younger players making their way in the game.
Yeah, as you mentioned, the likes of Dardis, McNulty, Conroy, Kennedy, they've been around since Ireland. They qualified Ireland to get onto the World Series, coming from quite far back in the European standing. So I've been a part of that whole journey. And the Welsh, I mean, the likes of Luke Trahan, who's been around for a very long time, but then a lot of young players. And here, this Celtic clash, this could be the last time we see these two teams play on the World Series. So bragging rights on the line.
Ireland in the green and Wales in the red as we get going into Pool C action again, and it is off the boot of Ireland to start this match. Knockdown on the Welsh side. You say they really pushed Fiji hard in game one, but they've conceded a penalty here going off feet, and Ireland full of energy and running and intent early on, looking to get some of their key players into the action early. Here's Ed Kelly, going to step his way through, would be cleared by Lennox. And Dardis, the captain, stationed in midfield alongside McNulty. And on the end of the chain, who else? Rack him and stack him. Terry's got another one. Terry Kennedy in for the score.
Quick strike from Ireland. Far too easy. I mean, they had the Welsh pinned down on the Irish right-hand side, and then simple hands. Looked like the Welsh defence just got pulled in midfield. And Kennedy, when he gets that much space, there's only going to be one result. Putting it down in the corner, and inside of 30 seconds, Ireland have that 5-0 lead with the conversion to come from the touchline.
Just checking the notes, is that 49? 49 for the season. Terry Kennedy, quite something. Look at that. He pulled away from Mineta and Toole in London. They were neck and neck, and then Terry went on a tear, and he's adding to another one again. 5 points to 0. Billy Dardis, the good, really excellent leader of this Irish team. Again, knocked down the Welsh side. They'll get a chance to play this time. Ireland's defence swarms in early. Smith it is who makes the tackle, but it's well looked after by Shinowski for Trahan now. Tom Brown, big burly character. And they get the penalty too, and Trahan will, yep, exactly right, want to get on with things, try and catch Ireland tracking back. Good 10-metre charge from the Welsh skipper. Ball through the hands using the full width of the field. It's a nice pass too for Ewan Rosser. Some heavy collisions early on. Again, Wales clear Carson. Shinowski in the middle. It's the impressive Lloyd Lewis, steps one way, then through the other, can't get through. McNulty, not many do. But they're recycling possession really well here. Wales asking questions of the Irish defence. Oh, Trahan, little stabs, a little kick through on his way to the post. How's the bounce? Oh, the bounce is perfect.
Moment of individual magic from Luke Trahan. Spotted Irish sweeper Billy Dardis had filled in the middle of the field, as the Irish like him to do. No one in the backfield. An absolutely spot-perfect kick. Has to have the patience to catch it as it bounces off the post. But Trahan, fantastic moment of individual brilliance there.
Well, Wales is a team that sometimes doesn't get the luck of the bounce. The rugby ball the other way. That time it was absolutely perfect for Luke Trahan. He played his 50th international tournament for this team at the Commonwealth Games. Wonderful leader and a great try to give Wales the lead, 7 points to 5. Just stayed in field. That restart, as Ireland through Andrew Smith get Kennedy into the action. Up through the middle is McNulty, working as hard as ever. Ireland stationed on halfway. Dardis back in field for McNulty again. Just only knows one way. It's cleared by Mullins. Ireland looking for a little crack in the defence, a seam to break through. Kennedy. Kelly tries to buster a couple of defenders, can't get through Lloyd Lewis though. Well connected and organised in defence at the moment is Wales. Big cutout ball wide to try and create some space over on the left, and that is exactly what Ireland has done. Andrew Smith puts the foot down, patient build-up, well-worked try.
Very well worked try from Ireland, going width to width, forcing the Welsh defence to cover them. Wales did have 7 up in their front line, but still getting sucked in. Not really, overly respecting some of those hard runners. The missed pass beats the man. See here, so Ireland have 2 attackers in this outside channel. Looks like the Welsh defender gets baited in slightly, thinks he can recover. Smith has too much pace and goes over out wide.
Andrew Smith made his debut earlier this season, another just coming into the side as they try and build some depth, this Irish team, the core group that have held them in such good stead. And the Leinster man is a good option. Kicks away. So it's Ireland who sneak back in front now, 10 points to 7. Wales tidy up the loose ball, knocked back off the restart for Carson. And now scooting away is Rosser. Can't link up properly with Trahan. Oh, look at Lewis go, taking on Kennedy around the outside. Not many get away from Terry Kennedy, but Lloyd Lewis has in the corner.
Lloyd Lewis showing this pace, as you mentioned. Not many will beat Terry Kennedy in a foot race like that. Looks like one of the Welsh inside attackers might have just bought enough time for Lewis to get away, and Kennedy doing his best but not able to recover. And the acrobatic finish from Lewis in the corner. And Wales pulling right back into this match, just going punch for punch with Ireland, and really building on the performance they put in this morning, which is great to see that from them. Season hasn't really gone how they'll have wanted it to.
They're really resilient so far today, aren't they? It's almost like, as you said, Wales, Scotland, England, the last hurrah on the World Series before they become Great Britain, and Wales are taking that on board. Chance to perform in the red jersey.
Absolutely demonstrating a lot of pride, I think demonstrating how much this jersey means to them, but has meant to a lot of people over the years, and making sure that it goes out with some performances they can be proud of.
Wales back in front as we tick down towards half-time in this Pool C match of day 1 of the HSBC USA Sevens in Los Angeles. Dardis, the captain, clears from half-back. Kennedy and McNulty working together. So well connected, this Irish side. They create an overlap for Mullins. He's one of the try scorers. Smith change of direction, has fooled the Welsh defence. Lewis comes back at him though, makes a good tackle around the waist to drag him down. McNulty through the middle. Kennedy, light-footed, then tries to accelerate through the gap, stopped in his tracks, but Ireland press with the half-time hooter gone. Kelly tried to spin away from Lewis again, and that, I thought was going to be Welsh ball. Instead, it was play on for Ireland, and an easy put down in the corner for Andrew Smith.
Both teams just going punch for punch here. Ireland demonstrating incredible patience in attack. Not really doing anything particularly spectacular, but moving the ball full width to the field, making sure that the Welsh defenders have to really, really work. And once they did that, I mean, it looked by the end, there were quite a few very tired Welsh defenders. Looks like Ewan Rosser might have had his hand on that ball. I think he's saying to the ref, how long do I have to hold it for? Ireland do recycle and get the ball and get the try through Smith.
Yeah, that's why you see Ewan Rosser look up, as I was fully expecting the whistle to go Wales this way. It didn't, and Ireland capitalise to get themselves back in front as we go try for try, and a really good conversion too. to extend Ireland's lead, 17-12 at half-time. Said no. 17 points to 12, Ireland leading. Wales get us underway with a pinpoint restart that's well taken down by McNulty for Ireland. Kennedy ball back in field for Niall Comerford. And Comerford again gets the return pass. Wales defence having to scramble. Ireland have got numbers wide if they can get it there. Roach takes it upon himself. Trahan up over the shoulder. Try is there for Mark Roach. Great start to the half.
Wow, really well worked try there from Ireland. Kennedy barely had any space on this left wing, but able to work it through several passes, and Ireland go over in the far corner. It's just a testament to when you've got those offloads in these tight channels and good support, guys flying onto the ball. You don't need much space to score a try in sevens.
Roach comes onto the field and makes an instant impact straight after that half-time. And we can go down and hear from Wales coach Richie Pugh. Richie, probably not what you'd asked for straight after half-time, I would have imagined.
No, Ireland, they're a pretty efficient team. They have, whenever they had the ball so far, they've kept it well, and they've punished us. But it was a real good battle. When we did have the opportunities, we took them, and for us, it's just making sure we get the ball back as quick as possible. And I know we can create things. So it's been a tussle as we knew it would be, but hopefully we can pull one back now.
Your team have really stuck in the fight so far well on day one. Has there been a lot of emotion around this week and what is ahead for Wales and the Wales Sevens programme?
You could say that. Last time potentially on the World Series for Wales. I know we've got the World Cup in a few weeks, but it is emotional times. Boys want to do themselves proud in the Welsh jersey and make sure that they give a good account of themselves. So it's about putting that aside though, making sure performance comes first though. So looking forward to seeing them carry on this weekend.
Us too. Thanks as always for your time, Richie. We appreciate it.
Thanks.
He works hard with this young team. Oh, Richie Pugh, that's awkward.
Yeah, so I think the tackler, just the ball carrier's shoulders were above his legs. If that's a safety issue, no tolerance for that in sevens. This was the turnover, Ireland getting the nice knockdown of the arms, and then you just see there the shoulders are the first point of contact on the floor, and just as the tackler, you have responsibility for bringing the man down in a safe manner, and so that's going to be a yellow card every time.
Callum Williams disappointed. It's a hard enough game with 7, let alone with 6.
Yeah, the Welsh have been so dogged, fighting so hard in defence. I mean, that won't be what they'll want. The second half has not started off in a good way for Ireland. I mean, they've just been so good at maintaining possession and going through phases, and that's even more effective when you've got 7 men against 6.
Absorbed the early pressure at Ireland, and now they've just extended that advantage and accelerating through the gap for Ireland is Niall Comerford. He's come off the bench and had great impact in the second half. Late replacement in the side and making the most of it.
Middle of the Welsh defence just parts in front of Comerford, doesn't need a second invitation, just puts his head down, goes straight, backs himself, backs his pace to get all the way to the line, and doing a really fantastic job. And I think that's what sometimes happens when you've got 6 people. You're on different pages, you haven't practiced that quite as much as your 7-a-side defence, so you're thinking, oh, we need to shift out wide, because that's what we'd normally do with 7 people. But when you have 6, you've got to make sure you're tightening up in the middle of the pitch, forcing those passes, and then you can recover that space.
$29 points to 12 now. Ireland in control after a lot of lead changes in the first half. It's been all Ireland in the second so far. Wales need a response. Roach with the restart. Knocks into the hands of McNulty. Kennedy. Oh, a little flick ball out the back of the hand is a good one too for Kelly. Jack Kelly, that is. McNulty plays halfback. Ireland really got their game rolling in the second half. Aaron O'Sullivan close to the line, rolling over the line.
this second half, all Ireland so far. Early tries, maintaining possession, going through phases and getting over in the corner, and Ireland really demonstrating that when they have the ball, when they maintain possession and go through phases, they're a very, very dangerous outfit and a team to look out for. And on top of the players they've had who have been playing so well, Jordan Conroy will be back in this next game, adding yet another threat to their attack. Of a big matchup in the next game against Fiji. So all to play for in this pool, and Ireland demonstrating they're here to play.
Put themselves in a good position with a tight, tough win over France to start the day, and now really of extending away, pulling away from Wales. 34 points to 12 now they lead, and making the most of that extra player.
And unfortunate for Wales, that first half, they were so good, staying in the fight, doing a really good job, both in defence and attack. And things just haven't gone their way in this second half. But still a minute and a half left on this clock, and every team, when you're on the World Series, you fight for every second you can. Can't allow your head to drop and let any games go.
Oh, they haven't had any possession hardly in this second half, and then now crooked throw. Trahan down on his haunches. I think it's probably more out of frustration than tiredness. Well, maybe it's actually done him a disservice as he's holding his wrist, is he? Or his hand, Luke Trahan.
Yeah, it looks like he's done something. I don't know if that was in the act of throwing or maybe affected the throw and was a contributor to why he didn't execute it as effectively as he often does.
I'm slightly concerned there's a finger probably not in the position it should be. And thankfully the Wales team medic is going to cover that as Dr. Luke Trahan undergoes some treatment of his own. Oh! Probably explains the throw as well.
You thought if his finger was out before he was about to throw in the line out, that might have been something to look at beforehand. But hopefully they've sorted that one out and he's okay. Looks like he's going to continue, so he's a tough character.
It is tough. It's the live pool. Ireland at the top of the group at the moment with this score line. Of course, Fiji still to play again. France will be disappointed after their first up effort. Away we go again, though. There's Ireland just scooting around the outside. Really well worked by Shea Mullins. They're going to have a look at the grounding here as Juan Pierce-Jones hustled him to the try line, but we'll have a look at the grounding.
I think he's lost that one. I think the Welsh defender's foot just gets in the way. For me, not full control there. Ooh. Yeah, looks like it might have spilled out before the ball.
Toto, when you're on the screen, you may award the try.
Okay, thank you.
Going to award it. I guess it was on the boot and rolled off.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like maybe the Welsh defender's leg allowed him to regain control. I mean, I don't know. Shows what I know. I thought the Canadian had a try earlier and didn't think that one was. So maybe I need to take a closer look at the law book.
Really great second half from Ireland, though. Shea Mullins finishing well, but just taking it upon himself. 41-12, they lead now. There was no separation, was there, from hand to ball.
Yeah, I think control is no longer something they look for, but yeah.
We'd have just done the classic captains, just wave the arms around. What? Come on, ref. Well, here you go, Ireland again. Looking for one more before this match is out. Taking it to the line has been Comerford again, really impressive in the second half. Jack Kelly, McNulty. Jack Kelly chopped down in a really good tackle by Wales. Ball still there for Ireland, though. Mullen was who cleared. O'Sullivan, one of the try scorers, and here's Mullins looking for another, just dragged down, but able to pop the ball once more for Aaron O'Sullivan. A fine finish to a fine second half for Ireland.
Ireland really putting their foot down in this second half, and it's an unfortunate scoreline for Wales, especially in that first half. They were really, really competitive, and it's really got away from them in the second half, but a testament to what Ireland are bring. It's a lot of real just control. Nothing particularly spectacular, but going through phases, maintaining possession, maintaining control, and they really just grabbed this game by the scruff of its neck and refused to give Wales any hint of a chance in the second half.
46 points to 12. It was 12-7 at the break. But Ireland come away with a strong second half performance to